Hey, don't get each other all wet.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Just getting the day started, y'all. Got the kids outside playing. Made them fresh banana nut muffins from scratch with chocolate chips.
Hey, where'd Santi go? Oh, there he is. Stay where I can see you. Hey! Angie! I told you to stop spraying your brother, didn't I? Come here.
So you heard me tell you to stop spraying your brother, right? So why are you still doing it? Do you want to come inside and go to timeout, or do you want to keep playing? Okay, then you need to follow rules. And the rules are, don't get your brother all wet. Hey, lose the attitude, or you will come inside right now. You're being a rule breaker, and I don't understand why. You know it's not okay. If I tell you something, you need to do it, or not do it. Go. Spray everything else except for your brother. Got it? Go. Santi, go. That kid's crazy, man. He's so happy just running around the yard with a stick. And part of me is like, bro, please don't run with that stick. And the other part of me is like, nigga, run, run. Get that energy out.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, can you do me a favor? Don't run with that stick. Don't run with it, because I don't want you to fall and get hurt. Okay? You can walk with it and go play with it over there in the water, but don't run around with it. Go. Okay? Walk. Walk. Hey, walk. Walk. No running.
Stressful. Kids be stressful, bro. And my wife worked all week and yesterday and today. Bro, I'm like, I might as well be a single parent, bro. I might as well be a single parent out here in this bitch. I'm so tired, y'all. I'm so tired. I just want to cry. Santi wakes me up at 6:30 every fucking morning. Every fucking morning. 6:30. Dad! Mom! Like, he doesn't just wake up and chill. He wakes up and cries. And it's just like, I just started going into his room, and the first thing I do is like, bruh, shh, stop. You don't need to cry. Just wake up and chill. And he just goes, okay, I just want you though, Dad. And then I'm just like, fuck, alright. Alright. Broke a yardstick on your head. That's diabolical. Diabolical. My tube socks for the inline fans. Those I have not been able to. I haven't been able to find the link in my email yet. I'm gonna find it. I owe a couple people that link. I'm gonna find it. I owe y'all. I'll get it to you. I promise. I promise. This one's not ready to open yet. Oh, fucking hell. What's up, Angie? Why are you coming in? She just wanted a toy. She went straight back outside. Cool with that. I am about to empty this jar. Yikes. I didn't smoke so much Frost Factory in the past 2 months. It's unreal. Ounces. Listen, y'all. Ounces. Like, not 2 exactly. More like 3 or 4. Ounces. Dummy. And I wonder why I'm over here ripping fucking gram dabs of it at 650 and then being like, okay, I'm ready for another in 15 minutes. Mistakes were made. Yeah, bro, I mean, I'm not like old yet. Still relatively young. I'm only 25 or 35. 25. Shit, I wish I could be 25. Nah, I'm 35. But, bro, I'm getting worn the fuck down. Let's get it. It's dab time. What's up, Moni Baloney? Why are you guys not over here where I can see you? Hello, Moto. Stop going over there where I can't see you guys. You guys have a whole backyard right here where I can see you. Stop going to the one spot where I can't. Bro, you're horrible. You can't go outside without getting soaking wet, huh? You got your power sword? Yeah. Go spray the plants. Go water the plants. We're at 680. Cheers. Oh yeah. Oof.
What are you doing? Did you water the plants yet? All of them? Don't spray inside here. Okay, go spray the shark. Yeah. Bro, if you're a parent and you don't make your kids go outside and play for like 2 to 3 hours a day, you're fucking up. You need to get them kids off the goddamn tablets and shit. I'm about ready to throw my kids' tablets away. I'm tired of them motherfuckers. Tired of them. Hate them with a passion. Grab a boulder out of here. All right, let's take bets. Who thinks I could finish this whole entire dab? One inhale. Not me, but I'm gonna try. Woof. Man, that shit was clean. Gold said, "Good luck, buddy." Good luck, buddy. Go, 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 go. You're hot? What does that mean? Does that mean you want to go swimming, or does that mean you want to come inside?
Both.
Well, you can't go swimming inside, so how does that work? Alright, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to come inside? You can come inside, and I can put Santi down for a nap.
Then after his nap, we go swimming.
And then after his nap, we're going to go pick up Lila, I think.
Then Mommy's going to pick her up afterwards.
Yeah, but Mommy doesn't want to stop, so maybe I figured we can just go pick her up, and maybe you can go swimming on Abuela's again if it's not too hot. Actually, no, Abuela said they're going to stay inside today because there's a fire down there. So they're not even going to go outside today. Yeah, so we're just going to go pick up Violet and come home. So how about you want to come in right now and I'll put Saki down for his nap? Alright. Alright, I'll be right back, you guys.
right. Oh my God, Becky, look at those plants. Oh, what are we doing next? Ooh, ooh, Yeah. Not hot enough. Ooh. I'm trying. I'm third tier. They got me. Oh, they got me. Ooh, shit, son. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, shit. That was a big dab. Oof. 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 Ooh la la. Ooh, baby. I gotta pull up the graphs. Oof. All right. Let's see what we got. That shit fucked me up. Oof. Oof. 83 in the room. Pretty good dry back overnight. I'm probably out of Run Clean, and my pH is a little high. I use Run Clean as my pH down, so I'll go refresh that. I'm going to be draining this today to hook up my chiller. I should do that right now while Santi's down for his nap. Let me make sure he actually falls asleep first, and then I'll go in there and start draining it. I got to drain it completely so I can drill a hole in the bottom of it, which always makes me nervous. There's always that slim possibility. Oh, wait a minute. Bro, I can't do that. Damn, I just realized that. We'll talk about that in a minute, but anyways, the EC on these is pretty good. This one needs to dry back more. I think this sensor placement is fucked up on this one. I'm gonna go check it out. This I determined is wrong. I'm actually pushing about closer to 800 ppfd. This is a different par sensor I was testing. When I went in there with my Apogee yesterday, and I dialed in far red, what I did was, so let's say you take a reading, right? Like, I have a very special, let me turn this down. I have a very special par sensor that's no longer sold. Okay, it's the MQ620 from Apogee. And the way
the thing that makes it special is the nanometer range. So you guys know PAR as 400 through 700. Well, EPAR, which is extended PAR, includes far red and goes up to about 750. Okay. Now, what that doesn't account for is UV, which is down there at 380. Okay. And so what I have is the MQ620, which came out a couple years ago and was designed for LED growers, and it tracks from 340 nanometer all the way up to 1040 nanometer. So not only are you going to detect your UV, your PAR, and your far red, you're also into the range of IR and other shit, which is pretty cool. So it can be used as a light pollutant sensor in a room to detect if you're going to damage the plants or cause light stress during a dark period. So I use it every once in a while for that. But the other thing it's cool for is, since I do utilize UV and far red, and I'll show you how, I can use it to dial in exactly how much I'm pushing with UV and far red. Let's see. So here's my dashboard, and on this I have light controls, right? You can see them there. And so what I'll do is I'll take my PAR sensor, okay, and I'll go into the room. I didn't realize this was in the way. Ah, fuck me. Hold on a second. All right. Close all that stuff. All right, so let me bring this back down now. All right. Bear with me. I'm trying to get this size just right because it's being a pain. All right. So there you go. So now you can see we got these light settings here, and I'll drop my main intensity down, right, for channel 1 and 2 to 0 so that there's no lights on. And then I'll crank up the far red to 100. The UV would be at 0 too. And as I do that, and I can probably make this even cooler. Hold on. Copy. Paste. Okay, cool. So now check this out. As I do this, I'll bring this up here. Or what will I do with this? Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll do this one. There. Okay, so check it out. Wash your hands, nasty. We'll drop those, and now you can see we've got far red and UV. My camera is going into night mode, but let me see if I can turn that off for a second. Okay, so what I do is you can see now we've got the UV on. I'll drop the UV and then I'll measure. All right, I'll measure what far red PPFD I'm hitting. And with far red at 100% at the distance that I like the lights right now, I'm hitting about 30 to 35 PPFD. Okay, so that's just, I know that's my limit, right? It might be a little bit higher if I move the lights closer. Maybe I can get up to 50, right? But the thing to know is what's my max PPFD that I want to hit on these plants right now. And when I was hitting them at what I thought was 800 according to my other dashboard, where it was showing me 800 on here for PPFD, right? That was from a different PAR sensor that doesn't have the full spectrum in it, and I don't think it's as good of a PAR sensor. But anyways, it was showing me 800, and when I went in there with my my Apogee sensor and measured it, it was higher. So now I'm just going off my Apogee sensor. I'm not even using this one that's on this dashboard, right? So if I go in there with my handheld, right where these plants were doing really good, the Apogee was reading about 750 to 800, which on this other sensor was around 600, 650. So anyways, they were getting a little bit of light stress, which you guys saw for a couple of days. Remember I told you I had to dial them in. So that was part of it. But knowing that they need about, 750 to 800 ppfd, I know from previous runs and from research that I want to do about 2% far red, right? Because there's a couple of things going on, right? We know that the plants benefit from far red in addition to deep red, right? Deep red is the 660 nanometers that's built into almost all LEDs, okay? Then you also have, I'm going to turn these on for a minute so I'm not shocking the plants. Then you also have your far red, which is 720 nanometers and above. And usually the... All right. Take your time and finish. I'm going to do some talking. What do you want?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to eat?
Fruits. Fruits.
What's that?
Fruits.
Mangoes?
No, fruits.
Food?
Yeah.
I know, but what food do you want, dude?
Fruits and corn.
What, you want another muffin?
Yeah.
Of course you do. Okay, how about you eat another muffin and then we're going to leave to go to Abuela's house.
Okay.
Okay? Come on.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. All right. So, anyways, getting back to this. What I'll do is Bruce Bugsby did research. I'll keep this super short. Bruce Bugsby did research where he determined that 10% far red was the ideal amount of far red. So 10% of the total PPFD. So if you have 800 PPFD, 10% of that would be 80. So you'd have 720 PPFD come from all your other sources of the spectrum, including your UV and your full spec, right? And then you'd have 80 PPFD come from your far reds. So that's too much for cannabis and tomatoes and other plants like that. But I tested with 5% and it was still a little too much. So now I'm doing 2%, right? So if I'm aiming for, 800 PPFD total at the canopy, 2% of that is 16. Okay, so I only need roughly 15 to 20 ppfd of far red to achieve my goals right now, and that's in combination with the 780 ppfd of the full spec, which includes the 660s. So now you're getting the 660 plus the 720, so you're activating the Emerson effect, right? But you're not giving too much far red. That's going to induce too much stretch and too much leaf expansion because of the shade avoidance. So that's how I kind of dial in my PPFD and my far red according to those numbers, and I run my far red from lights on to lights off because Dr. Bruce Bugsby's recent research showed that there's no scientific evidence to support that using far red before or after lights off puts the plants to sleep faster. So with that said, if all that we're using far red for is for manipulating the stretch and the leaf expansion, then why not just add that into how much we're adding during the whole day? While we're doing the Emerson effect, hey, maybe we only need to use 2%, maybe on certain strains we need 5%, but that's how I dial it in. And then UV was such a small amount of PPFD, it was like 9 PPFD, so I have them at 100%, or 50%, I think I was running them at, just to be safe, so I can see how the plants respond. But the plants should respond by more noding out. So I put those up to about here, and then I forgot what I had these at, to be honest. I think it was like 40 or 50%, but I'll put those at 50 for now, and then I'll go check it. But yeah, the reason for the under canopy lights being a different spectrum, that's just what Craft Farmer decided was the best spectrum and worked well. I haven't run them yet, so we'll see. I'm getting ready to turn those on here. We're about to be at like day 8 or day 7 of flower, I think. This is, oh no, we're on day 5, I lied. Because I flipped on Tuesday. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of like day 6 technically. I need to adjust that. It's counting that as day 0. So I'm gonna put it a day earlier there. So now we're on day 6. All right. So anyways, that's that. Got the lights dialed in now. As soon as I added the far red, the plants started responding a lot better to that. And I think that we're going to start seeing some budding here pretty soon. So, good times. I'm going to have the side lights and the under canopy lights come on at the same time, which is going to be roughly anywhere between day 7 to day 10. Once I start seeing the pistils bunch up together, it's game time. Every single one of those is a potential bud site, and it's time to start giving them as much light as possible.
right? And then at that point, around day 14, day 15, I can do a pretty decent strip, right? But here's the thing that I noticed: if you strip too early, or even too hard before the stretch is over, it's going to cause them to stretch more. And then also, if you wait too long, the transition into the bulking phase, if you will, is going to be delayed after the stretch. So like I try and do a little bit here and there and expose stuff that I see needs to be exposed. Once I go in there and add the net on the room, then that's where I'm really going to start being selective and removing certain things. But until I turn on those lights underneath and on the sides, I won't truly see what's worth keeping, right? So I can't be too picky and remove too much before then, otherwise I could be hurting my yield, because I have a lot of supplementary light that can really reach deep down into the canopy. And yeah, the any questions on the far red or the UV? Because I'm about to take off with these kids. I gotta go pick up my other kid from grandma's house. Word. I'm about to get up out of here then, fellas, ladies, gentlemen, players, pimps. So about UV, research has shown that UV doesn't contribute to any significant gain in cannabinoids. And that was done mostly on hemp, not with medical grade THC producing cannabis, as far as I know. But also nobody has shown labs that support an increase in terpenes or cannabinoids. So I think it's important to recognize the term significance when you're talking about a study, because that's a statistical number. Whether a change was significant or not, that can be calculated. And if it's not just a qualitative assessment, right? And so if they're saying that it was no significant increase in cannabinoids, that means that they have scientific and math evidence to support what they're saying. So for me, UV is more so about, it's about the structure of the plant, right? It's we know that UV, damn, Gina scared the shit out of me. We know that UV can change the structure of the plant by causing it to be more nodey, meaning that it'll tighten the internode spacing between your nodes, right? It gets tighter and tighter. But it also causes it to branch out more, right? Because every node is a branch. And so what happens is you can cause the plant to branch out too much to where it actually is not beneficial. You ever had a plant that had it was so leafy and branchy, it was a pain in the ass to defoliate, and you had to constantly be on it, otherwise it would just crowd itself? Too much UV will have that impact on a plant, where it'll cause it to just start leafing out, branching out, noding out, getting super squatty and bushy. And so you have to be very careful with both the proximity to the UV and the overall intensity, right? Which is they're tied together. But knowing that is what it does to the plant. If you have a plant that is kind of stretchy and you want it to be more bushy, hello UV. How much to use? Start with the baseline. If you can dim your UV, right, just always run it at 50% to start off. You'll notice an impact right away at 50%, right? If it's a decent UV bar. If the plants respond well to it, and here's the trick. It's the rule of extremes. I teach this all the time. If you're unsure what the results of a test will be and you want to reach the conclusion extremely fast, go to extreme measures. So take that UV bar, and instead of sticking it with your lights above the rest of the plants and spreading it out evenly, take that shit and stick it 5-6 inches away from one plant and turn that shit on. I guarantee you, after 2 or 3 days, you're gonna see results, and you're gonna see what's happening to that plant, and then you'll understand, and it'll click for you, and you'll be like, oh shit, all right, I need to do this with this, or with this intensity, or whatever. Like, you'll understand super quick how much it's affecting the plants and how much you need to dial it back and when you should run it, right? Because you have to think about this too. When the plant is forming the structure from which it's going to flower, that's when you're setting that foundation of every single branch that you want to have nugs on it, and which lowers you want to get rid of because they're taking away power from the top and light penetration, yada yada yada, right? When you can manipulate when and how hard plants start to node out, that becomes powerful. Because when we're flipping the flower and the plant starts to stretch, if you do that too soon, you're going to have a shit ton of nugs that you need to defoliate and branches that are not going to be useful, right? If you wait towards the end, like the last week of stretching, when it's still throwing some nodes, right, and still stretching a little bit, if you throw some UV in there, you're going to pop a whole bunch of extra nodes. And what are nodes? Bud sites, right? And if you weave out bud sites that last week of stretch, you're creating a blanket of buds. Like, it's impeccable. You just have to learn how to manipulate it, you know? But between UV creating super nodey branches and keeping it squatty, and then far red causing stem elongation, right? Think about those two things combined. If you're causing the stem to stretch, but you're also causing a lot of nodes, now you're creating a really good recipe for budding, right? And setting that foundation for flower. Yeah, I mean, when you have fixed lights, the best thing that you can do typically is find a fixed recipe that works well for you from the very start of veg, right? Like for me, I always try and keep my lights roughly 18 to 20 inches away, okay? That's just keeping it somewhat efficient. I could put them at the top of the room and always run them at 50%, let the plants grow into them. But kind of the point of having LEDs that you can dim is being efficient. So I have them on lifts, so it's automated. So I'll try and keep them 18 to 20 inches away, but then I know, hey, this is the recipe that I run for my lights, right? Like, I'm not running any far red, like barely at all in veg. Maybe I'll turn it on to like maybe 1%, you know? It depends on if the plants are stretchy. Like, that oil tanker needed some damn far red in veg. It stayed so short and bushy, it almost worried me. So I need to run some far red on that one in veg. Super Boof grew so fast without the far red that I'm afraid to give it far red in veg because it's going to make it go insane. It's going to go nuts. Like, every strain needs to be dialed in different too. So just keep that in mind, bro. Just keep that in mind. Certain strains are going to respond differently at different phases and may need different things. So treat it on a strain by strain basis and just try and run the same strain a couple times in a row if you can, so you can dial it in. And once you have it dialed in for one strain, that could be your baseline for every other strain. And then every time you run something new, you run that same recipe, and then you see how the plants adjust. And then you're like, you know what? I need to dial it back for this strain a little bit on the UV or on the far red, or I need to increase it or whatever. And then you can create recipes for every single strain that you like to run, and you just have shit dialed in. All right, y'all. I am about to get up out of here. I hope you guys have a good day. Be positive, be productive, and I'll catch you guys later.
Wait, come again. Wait, hey, wow. Me and Rocky sipping sake up in Perry, eating calamari. Me and Cardi at a party with some shorty, say what's up, Barry, hey. Vandalizing your Ferrari, in my head, you know I run with Cartier. Said we gone,